Hello dear student, how are you? This is the pandemic time. How is your study at your home? Although we are here in the school, we are ready to serve you, we are ready to teach you. But are you ready to come? But I don't think that you can dare to do so. Can you see anything behind it? It's a well-known place, right? Most of you know that which place is this. I can show you something more about this. See this place? Isn't this well known? See, this one, right? Actually today I have decided to do something, a kind of activity with my student. I have taken a beautiful poem from your lesson, right? That is from the Flamingo. My mother at 66. Right? This is a poem which has been written by Kamla. She belongs to Kerala. But she has expressed something emotional in this poem. And what are these? I will let you know through my own student. Right? I have a great class. I have a great student. I have a great activist in my class. But the important thing is that how you give the opportunity to your student to give their best in the classroom. They will not let you know how they can express their emotions, and they will let you know and what exactly is there in the poem. Right? This is very emotional poem. And each and every student will try to express that what exactly is there in the poem. Although I can tell you all about the poem and what are there special to tell you. But I want to give this opportunity to my student. Alright? They will tell you that how Kamla is so emotional, and what imaginary, what literary devices is there, and what kind of message is there, and what is the theme basically there. Right? Can we start with that? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Galzin from Government Model Senior Secondary School, Portmore, Shimla. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother besides me, dozed, open mouth, her face ashen like that. The poet was going to Cochin last Friday morning, and on her way she looked at her mother who was sitting next to her in the car, and after looking at her, she realized that her mother is old now. Her mother's face is aging, pale and old. She was dozed off to sleep. Her mouth was open, which resembles a dead body. Her face color was smoky like ash, and after looking this, she realized that her mother is old now and she needs love, care, and affection. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Kashish Gupta. I'm a student of Government Model Senior Secondary School, Portmore, Shimla. I'm reading in class plus 2 and I'm a student of Commerce. Today I'm going to represent a poem, My Mother at 66, which is written by Kamla Das. She is a sensitive writer who captures all complex subtleties of a human relationship in a lyrical idiom, and My Mother at 66 is one of those examples. The first stanza of this poem is, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at the young trees splitting and the married children spilling out of their homes. The summary of this poem would be that the author was driving a car to the Cochin airport last Friday morning. Her mother was sitting beside her. Her mother was 66 years old and her face looked like faded. Her mother was dozing. Her mother's face was faded, pale and colorless. The author was sad by looking at her mother's colorless, lifeless, pale and faded face. Whenever she watched the old face of her mother, it reminded her own childhood fear, which was a separation feeling from her mother. The old lady seemed to be lost in her own thoughts, and immediately author also decided to change the direction of thinking about her mother by looking outside of the window. The world was full of joy and activity. The young trees seemed to be running fast, and the children looked happy during moving out of their homes. This is a brief explanation of the first stanza, all the lines written by Kamla Das. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, myself Khushbu Sharma from Government Model Senior Secondary School, Portmore. The poet reached at the airport with her mother. After security check, they both are in front of each other. Now poet looked at her mother's face. It was still, lifeless, pale and yellow. She compared her mother's face with late winter's moon. A thought emerged in her mind that her mother is not going to live with her throughout the life. She is nearer to her death. That was her childhood fear, and it is quite painful for her.
Hi, I'm Dozing from Government Model Senior Secondary School, Portmore, Shimla. In this chapter, poet's mother has been compared to late winter's moon. Poet's mother is 66 years old. She has shrunken face. Her face is smoky in color like ash. She resembles like a dead body as her mouth is open. She has her face, she is aging day by day, because of which she do not have any shine and strength like youth. Similarly, late winter's moon also do not have any shine, no strength. So this comparison is natural and effective. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Malvi Verma and I am from Government Model Girls Senior Secondary School, Portmore. Today here I am in front of you all with some lines from our first poem, that is My Mother at 66, which is written by Kamla Das. So the lines are, all I said was, see you soon Amma, and all I did was smile and smile and smile. In this poem, the poet is driving to the Cochin airport and her mother is also with her. While driving to the airport, the poet looked at her mother. She looked very old and pale. The poet suddenly realized that her mother had grown very old and would not live for long. At the airport, after her security check, the poet again looked at her mother. She was still looking very old and pale. The poet suddenly realized an unfamiliar ache as she used to feel in her childhood when some fear overpowered her. The poet was able to speak no word, and only she said was, see you soon Amma, and she smiled and smiled. The poet's parting words and her smile are a deliberate attempt to hide what is going on inside her mind, and these are also convey that we youngers do feel for our elders, we do care for our elders, but we do not communicate it properly.
Hello everyone, I am Simran Thakur of class 12th. My mother at 66 is based on the theme of advancing age and the fear of loss and separation associated with it. The poetess undergoes the plethora of emotion when she sees her mother at old age and feels the pangs of emotion of separating at the thought that she would lose her. She also feels guilty that she would not be able to stay with her at her old age, and she also wishes her lost beauty and youth of her mother. The poem described in a single sentence and which indicates the single thought, that is loss of beauty and charm and approaching death and decay.
Message of the poem is that aging is a natural process and it will affect each one of us. The complexity of life is that children are more concerned about the condition of their parents and they wish to stay with them. However, children have to move on toward their commitments, leaving their parents behind. So the question that arises is that how to strike a balance between taking care of their aging parents and moving forward toward their goals